Girl,
Everybody
it's packed out here tonight.
Please. Follow the one line, please.
I told you.
IDs out. I need to see IDs. Thank you, ladies. Welcome to Park Ave.
Excuse me. Hello? Can you move? What? Excuse me. Oh my God. You ready to go? Girl, I've been ready.
Well, hello, friend.
Hello, friends.
How's everything going? What's popping this week? What you doing? How you living?
How you living? What?
How you living? What? How you living?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
You do what you wanna do.
Finesse made me happy.
Yes, I saw that video.
Only you have to understand the greatness of In Living Color and to know that they started that show. Well, I think Damon Wayans used to do SNL.
No.
Damon Wayans did. He quit. He quit or got fired. I feel like he got fired because it was like a bunch of white people. And they said back in the day, he used to walk into like the studio with shades on and be like, it's so white in here. And, just be a regular nigga. Mm-hmm. So then Keenan started In Living Color. Because basically In Living Color is nothing but like SNL. Like skits.
But on a nigga version.
Yeah, and it's everything I want. Even though I was like afraid of like most of Jim Carrey's characters.
I love them.
No, the fire one, the fireman used to scare the shit out of me.
Oh, yeah, Fire Marshal Bill.
I was afraid of him.
Let me show you something.
It's just his teeth. Oh my God, Fire Marshal Bill was so scary. But I used to love
what was the other one?
Kim Wayans.
Wanda.
I used to love Wanda. That's Jamie Foxx.
No.
I loved all Kim Wayans.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Kim Wayans when she was like the lady next door who told all the business, but you didn't hear
Miss
that
Jenkins.
from me. Yep. So no, I was a huge. I think everybody.
I loved In Living Color. I think my favorite character was Homie the Clown when he was like, "Homie, don't play that," and he would bop him on the head.
Oh, Damon Wayans. I liked Men on Films.
Yes,
with David Gallagher and Damon
Hated
Wayans.
it.
Hated it. 2 snaps in a circle.
And then my other one was when I want to say it was David Gallagher when he had the hemorrhoids. And I relate to that so much right now.
Oh my God.
Dog, when he was laid up in that hospital room, that skit when his butt was tooted up and like people would walk by and be like, damn! And I always wondered, what the fuck is a hemorrhoid? And then I got a hemorrhoid.
You got a hemorrhoid?
Bitch, yes, I get them now.
Oh my God.
Yes, it's awful. It's like it's not as bad as they portrayed it in Living Color. But it is it's terrible. It's terrible. But I always thought, like, I remember watching that at that particular skit and being like, what is a hemorrhoid? And why do they keep walking around going, And now that I realize what a hemorrhoid is, like, I'm like, okay, I get it now.
Oh my God.
Wow. But yeah, I loved In Living Color. I remember I used to ask my mom, can I please just stay up? Because it used to come on at 9 o'clock. And on
Sundays, right? Was it Sundays?
No, it was during the week.
Oh, okay.
And I asked my mom if my curfew could be extended till 9:30.
Did she?
She allowed me to watch.
She allowed you to see the greatness.
And then I thought I was J-Lo. I knew J-Lo before she was actually J-Lo because I really wanted to be a fly girl.
Who didn't want to be a fly girl?
No bullshit. I literally, every time that, like, how you living? What? How you living? What? How you living? And I would hop up and I started doing the dance in my living room. And my mom would just be like, oh my God.
No,
like, Mom, I want to be a fly girl.
That is the goal. Because so many people just worked on In Living Color and became so super famous. The show was funny. And the Wayans are just by far one of the most talented families through and through, though. Like, that's Jackson level talented. Like,
I agree.
No, it is because they are
television
of comedy. Mm-hmm. For the most part, because they all, me and my friend Christy went to stand-up of Damon Wayans, maybe like in the past year or two. He was still hilarious. He's still super attractive. Keenan Ivory Wayans is fine as hell still. Throw that out there.
Even the kids.
The kids are fine. Keenan's fine. Keenan actually looks better now than he did on In Living Color. No shade. I think it's because he went on A Low Down Dirty Shame, one of my faves. He cut all the hair off, so yeah.
One of my favorite movies.
He's so fine.
The Wayans movies was Blank Man.
Blank Man? When you were saying that, I was like, it better be Blank Man. Blank Man was
so funny. Like, that shit is like one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. It's so stupid.
He's so dorky. Blank Man, Robin Givens was just in there like, oh, Blank Man. It's like, he's so corny, Robin.
Like, that motherfucker was in the thing.
I used to love.
He said, I gotta get there.
Girl, when he had that robot, what was the robot?
Johnny Five. I want to say it was Johnny Five.
That robot was out there being his side. Oh, that movie was so ridiculous. I
got his ass whooped in that one scene.
We used to watch Blank Man all the time, and I used to love Mo Money. Mo Money. Yes. That was a funny movie to me, and A Low Down Dirty Shame will always be my damn fave. Cause Jada Pinkett is Peaches. Yes. That whole cast, even
she
Wayne,
had that finger wave, and the long nails.
Yes,
oh my
girl.
God.
When she called Shame, I'm okay. I'm on the beach. I was like, yo, save Jada, Shame, save Jada. But that family still like works. And too, a lot of the stuff they did was like off scene because they did a lot of the Eddie Murphy stand-ups too. Keenan did.
Really?
I think they wrote the intros to Delirious and Raw. Or was it Raw? Maybe both. But yeah, that family's just talented. I wanna marry into that family. I wonder who's single.
One of these days.
Yeah, I wonder because even like Damon's son, Damon Jr., he's hilarious to me. He's on all like on Happy End. Did you ever watch Happy Endings? Happy Endings was hilarious. ABC canceled it, but Happy Endings was everything. That family just through and through, and they're attractive.
Yes, they all are.
How you got a bunch of fine ass uncles?
Everybody's
fine.
It's like you don't know whether to date the child or the
Do
daddy.
I date your daddy or do I date your son? And I'm that age where I could date both.
Both, yes. And both are
an option. Both, because you put me in a room with Keenan and one of his sons.
God, I don't know who to be.
Yeah, I don't know who you dating, Keenan, but I think we like the age of their kids right now, so they probably wouldn't pay us no mind. Well, lies, y'all probably never mind. I don't know what y'all doing over there in the Wayans family, but I will find y'all on IG and like all of y'all photos.
I would too.
Okay.
All of y'all. And maybe shoot my shot in the DM.
Yeah, I should. You know what? Right when we finish taping, I'm shooting my shot right in Keenan.
Steph Curry for the 3.
Keenan, what's up, though? And Marlon's cute, too. God, they whole family's fine. And shout out to my wife and my kids. I watch the reruns on MTV too.
Oh, yeah.
Nightly. They just had good shows, my wife and my kids. My favorite episode is when Keenan comes with his young girlfriend and Janet is like trying to compete with the young girlfriend. Oh, that's a good episode.
Oh, gosh. You need to bring it back.
My wife and my kids is good.
Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back.
But that's all. Clearly, we're fanning out, but what is popping in the city?
So
get back on track.
Let's get back on track. So, I have been in a very nostalgic mood, and looking like Houston is so fucking big, and there's so many different areas that are really what's the word I'm looking for?
Untapped.
And it's just like Houston is like a treasure trove of like different areas that have like just really cool historic shit. So one of my favorite areas that I haven't recently found, but I like to frequent a lot is the historic Heights 19th Street. Now, for those of you who are from Houston, you may have heard of the Heights, but the 19th Street is a pretty big deal because it was developed in 1890. And basically it's just a community of like entrepreneurs that came together that started to build some shit up. And it's still there. Some of the old architecture is still there. And a lot of great, if you like vintage shopping and antique shopping and all that type of shit, that is where you go, because they have some of the best thrift stores and resale shops there. They have some of the best antique shops, and they have really good restaurants. Like Harold's on 19th is like a really good restaurant. And the last time I went, they had he was a black chef, and he came out to the table and he was like serving us like grits and shrimp and grits and some other shit. And it was like really like collard greens. I have never eaten collard greens. I'm not a collard greens kind of girl.
I have collard greens in my refrigerator right now.
I don't eat collard greens.
Like right now.
You know, my grandma, I think she introduced it to me too young. Because I think there's a certain age where your grandparents can introduce you to like collard greens, mustard greens, and all that kind of shit. It was introduced to me too young. So I said automatically, hell to the no. So anyways, but that was the first time that I tried collard greens.
It's okay, guys. I'm firing her after this.
You know, I'm just not, hey, if I have to be the only black person to say I don't like collard greens, I don't like collard greens. I don't like mustard greens. I like fresh spinach though.
I like fresh spinach as well, but let me be clear.
I like kale.
I like kale as well, but let's be clear. Right now, once we finish this, we're going to...
I don't like collard greens or mustard greens.
I literally have a pot of collard greens with smoked neck bones in my refrigerator right now.
And you made it yourself?
I made it myself. Girl, get your life.
Yeah,
cut the greens up myself. Wife me, Wayans.
I just, you know, honestly, my grandma tried to make me eat that shit too early, so... I really wasn't interested. But anyways, Harold is also like a supermarket. They have some like juices you can get downstairs, and they have a restaurant upstairs. It's just a great place. And then they have like an old folks, senior citizens home down the street where sometimes they have like little garage sales, and they sell their little books for like 50 cents. And it's just so cute. And it's just like a really cool neighborhood. And, they have like an antique place where people sell. It's almost where it's like an estate sale, but on a bigger platform, I guess, than somebody's house. It's just like in this big space. So if you're into that kind of shit, I would suggest you go to the Heights, preferably maybe on like a Saturday. Walk around, engage in the community, enjoy yourself. It's pretty awesome.
Well, that's nice. So, I'm still willing at the fact that you don't eat collard greens.
I don't eat collard greens. I don't like them, and I said what I said.
She's gonna be fired, y'all. So we'll find some soul food like in person.
I said what I said.
But this week, my Women Crush Wednesday goes to Beth Pearson.
Beth Pearson.
Do you know who Beth Pearson is?
Please, regale me.
You probably won't. Do you watch This Is Us on NBC?
Definitely not.
Okay, so Beth Pearson is actually played by Susan Kelechi Watson. Mm-hmm. She is Beth Pearson on This Is Us. That is Randall Pearson's wife. Mm-hmm. She is my Women Crush Wednesday because she is just simply everything a black woman who is a wife should be. She's strong. Explain. She's strong, but not like overly powerful. She has like a quiet, silent strength that she runs that family. Like if you never watched it, but like This Is Us.
Is it on Hulu?
It is on Hulu. They have, it is. You can watch it on Hulu.
5 out of 5. How would you recommend it?
I would rate it 5. It's a phenomenal show. It's about, God, I gotta explain. It's about a family. Mm-hmm. They flash back into like back in the day until now. Mm-hmm. It's a family. The mom, Rebecca Pearson, was pregnant with triplets. Mm-hmm. Rebecca Pearson is actually Mandy Moore. Okay. She was pregnant with triplets. One died while they were having it. And so then they adopted this black baby, which will be Randall. Mm-hmm. And so now they have these 2 white kids and this black baby, all born on the same day, and then they raised them. So then you just watch the 3, they call them the big 3, the 3 kids. You watch them go through like their trials and tribulations, but it's more flashbacky because they're current, but then you start seeing why they act the way they act and decisions that are made and what affected their childhood. And it's Actually, it's just a phenomenal show. Actually, Sterling K. Brown just won the black guy of the show, Randall Pearson. He just won a Golden Globe. Yeah. So, first of all, she's gorgeous, like point blank period. And on top of her just being super gorgeous, she has like a quiet strength where you know she runs that entire family. Even though she lets Randall lead, but it's almost like she's kind of pulling the strings as he leads. So he thinks he's making all these decisions, but she kind of puts everything in motion. And she's just super cool and super dope. When Randall's dad was like an addict and came back in his life, like late in the game, most wives would be like, no, your crackhead ass daddy can't stay over. Like, no, for real, no, this random ass crackhead daddy cannot stay in the house with me. Like, are you crazy? We got kids here. She was just like, okay, he can stay. We'll try this. And then she ends up like loving the dad. And the dad is like gravely ill. So she goes outside and she smokes weed with the dad. And it's like, oh, she smokes weed too?
She's cool.
She's cool. So it's like, and she's like super educated. She's just a phenomenal person. And that goddamn Susan acts the fuck out that role. Like, I really think, like, if I met her, I would assume she acts like Beth. And I would kind of almost hope she acts like Beth because Beth is just so well-rounded. She keeps the kids grounded. It's such a beautiful show. And they're such a cute little family. And I love the Black Pearsons.
You look like you're about to cry.
No, because I love the Black Pearsons. Like, they have these two cute little girls. And like the youngest one is just so smart and intuitive. And then they adopted this other girl. And then the girl's mom came to get her, and Beth came outside like, bitch, don't you show up at my house. And I was like, what? And Beth will box a bitch? So on top of you just being beautiful and smart and loving, you can't just run up at Beth's house. You can't. Without calling first. Yeah. Like, Beth was ready. Like, they had to grab Beth.
Beth will box a bitch.
Beth will box a bitch. And she smoked, and she hit the blunt. And she cooking dinners and making sure people get their medication and keeping Randall whole. And then Beth had one of the kids in the living room. Like, how strong are you, girl? You had your baby in the living room of your house. Beth, you're everything. And plus, Susan, did you watch the Family Feud video, Beyonce and them?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So the older President Beyonce, President Blue Ivy, is actually her. So Susan played grown Blue Ivy as president. So, girl, you're everything. You're gorgeous. And This Is Us will be on. It showed yesterday. So get your life. Watch the Black Pearsons. No shade. And it's not because I'm black. And it's not because they're black. But the Black Pearsons.
And it's not because we're black.
And not because we're black. Not because they black. But the Black Pearsons have the best storyline on This Is Us. I said it. You can quote me and you tell NBC I said so.
And she said what she said.
And I said what I said. But everybody knows the Black Pearsons have the better storyline because everything Randall's and the cute little girls. It's just they eat breakfast. It's too much for my heart. Like,
it's too much for your heart.
It's just too much for my heart.
You look like you're about to.
No, because then the winter finale, the way they did the winter finale, they had like 3 episodes, but each episode was focused on one of the kids. So one was like the boy, the girl, and the third one was Randall, and it was just a whole black ass episode. How can you not love them? It's just like, oh. Look at Beth. Look at the kids. Look at Beth and the kids.
Black woman named Beth.
Black woman named Beth.
Come on.
She's everything. And she got natural hair. And her body's just everything.
Come on.
And you just get a feeling that she's putting it down on him in the bedroom. It's just, Beth is everything. And she cooks. Beth, you're a winner, girl. I strive to be
winner, chicken dinner. I'm going to
girl, get your
watch it.
No, you should. It's a phenomenal. I mean, the entire show, the entire cast.
This is like the 3rd time I've heard about that show.
Yeah, the entire cast, which is funny because low key, people don't understand that Mandy Moore was out here being a pop artist in the world of Britney, Christina, and Jessica Simpson. So for like Mandy Moore to low key be like a A-lister ass actress at this point is hilarious to me because it's like, damn, who would have known that just a few decades ago she was missing you like candy?
Yeah.
I'm missing you like candy. Yeah. Yes. Come on, TRL.
I remember they did those behind the scene videos where it's
making the videos.
Making the video.
Girl, I used to get my life.
Like, oh my god.
She used to be everything.
Hey, all right.
So shout out to Susan and Sterling. You guys are phenomenal on the show. Good luck on the NAACP Awards. You guys should definitely get them. And, just keep doing what you guys are doing. You are entertaining the masses. And you're telling such a beautiful story. And Sterling has the best acceptance speeches. He told Susan, he was like, let's just keep doing it like Martin and Gina. And I'm like, come on, nigga. Come on, nigga. No, you know it. But that's that. So this week, we're going to have a bit of a nostalgia episode.
Okay.
Because we are recovering from
the 90s.
The 90s. Dun, 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 dun.
Boom.
Girl, I must warn you. Oh my God, I'm super excited about this episode.
I'm excited too.
Okay, so how old were you when it all began for the 90s? Like, what is your first memory? Because I'm born in 86. So my first memory.
84.
So my first memory is kind of like 89, 90.
My first, I can say for sure, is TLC. And I remember being at my grandma's house and BET came on Channel 22 in Corpus Christi.
And that's back when they used to play videos all day.
Time.
Well, early on they might play. You remember the show Amen? They used to play like...
They used to play like Amen, and then they used to play like the Summit, with
I remember this. I used to love Ananda Lewis.
And
they used to have that. Remember that one show, the Caribbean show?
Yes. And
I feel like she only went to like Jamaica and the Bahamas.
And I remember I saw the video for What About Your Friends? And I know I was in elementary school, and I was so impressionable because I remember asking my mom, can I get glasses?
The big ones like left eye?
Like, but when I didn't know it was a condom in her glasses. So I was a kid. So I'm just like, Mom, can you buy me these clothes? And she was just like, girl, what? No. And I was like, Mom, but like, I want some baggy overalls. I want some like, I want the glasses. I remember, no bullshit. I have a picture. So I remember they like in elementary school, they check your vision and shit. Mm-hmm. And I wanted glasses so bad that I pretended that my vision was fucked up.
Oh my God.
So I could get some glasses.
And you realize you weren't going to get glasses that big though. Did you not know that?
I didn't know that. So I remember, and so, once they say, oh, okay, well, she needs to go to an actual doctor to check her eyes. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm on my way. I'm on my way to getting these fucking glasses. Because Left Eye had these circle glasses. They weren't like the big ones. They were the circle ones. Okay. I wanted them. So I faked my vision being bad to get those glasses.
Did you get the glasses?
I got the glasses.
Did you really?
I got the glasses. So,
you couldn't wear them?
And I was like squinting like, I can't see nothing.
Boy, them glasses touch your eyes when you open them.
I did, girl. They gave me such a headache.
so damn dumb.
And then I went so far as like I remember like they asked me, what do you pick out your color? So I had the tortoise texture on my glasses, and I said, man, I'm finna stunt on these elementary kids. Like they're not gonna know what's happening. God. I had my fresh turtleneck. I had my little vest with the decor on it, with sequins on it.
God.
And I'm gonna send you the picture of it because and then I had like a science fair that day. So I was like, man, I'm finna stunt on these hoes. I had a fresh pink roller in my hair. That
pink roller was that was it.
I put on my glasses. I couldn't see shit.
You said it gave you the worst headache.
They gave me the worst headache, girl. They gave me the worst fucking headache. My eyes was crossing, and I had to like put them on the tip of my nose to look up.
Oh my God!
But you know what? I made my point. I wanted to look a certain way, and I got it. But needless to say, the first real like 90s moment was the TLC What About Your Friends video. Like from the hat, the way they was dancing, they had like one. They had the overalls with the one shoulder off. And I said,
Tion had that cute
like
haircut.
you know, and they had that and Chili had that long wet and wavy weave. I didn't know what a wet and wavy weave was.
That was actually her hair.
But I said, Mama, I want that. I want to look just like that.
She did have that natural wet and wavy.
And then I also remember Salt and Pepper, What a Man video.
I do. My first actual memory of the 90s. It's 89, 90. So it's, of course, it's the Janet Jackson All Right With Me video. And that's when they had the oversized suits and Heavy D rapped and Cab Calloway was in it. And I just remember like, that is like my first full vision because I probably was watching BET as well. I was sitting in front of the TV and the video was so colorful. The dance routine, it was just like everything. So then like the next memory I would have would also be TLC. And I don't know about everybody else, but TLC was my favorite group growing up. Because when they came out, they were colorful. You remember they had toys in their video.
Yes,
it's like
the water guns.
They had water guns and they used to ride little tricycles.
Yes.
And they were just
it was just so
they
cool.
were like caricatures of themselves, which is great for somebody. Because I was by that time I'm in middle school. I'm in elementary school. I'm nothing but like 5 or 6 at the time. So to see these gorgeous gals on stage, on TV, they're super colorful, super animated, super funny. I dressed like them too. I had like my school picture, I had to ask my mom to find it. I have on like a yellow hoodie, but it wasn't like the long sleeve. It was like that, like the short sleeve hoodie. It's bright yellow. It was like
with the drawstring right here.
The drawstring is there. And then I had like it was like a bunch of colors. So it was like pink and yellow and green, like kind of like graffiti on the front. I had these bright blue shorts. I had like those black socks that you had to scrunch, like, you know, the
scrunchy socks.
Yeah, you had to scrunch
I had
them
them all in all colors.
And I wore them with the black boots that are now kind of in style now, like the army boots. I had my shit tied up. I looked like an extra to their video in my school picture. And I had like my all these little balls.
With the scrunchies, with your bobos.
And really, like, I think TLC was my fave growing up. Like, I get Escape, I get SWV, I understand In Vogue, I know all their music. Salt and Pepper, I was here for y'all too. But TLC had a place in my little old heart, and still do.
Baby.
Girl, and I remember, so I don't know who got me the CD, or if I think I took the CD from like an older cousin. And they had this song about, first of all, if you ever want to go through anything, listen to that first album. That is like a feminist ass album. But I remember they were talking about some dude had like this little side piece, and like Chili and them weren't here for it. And the interlude, because this is back in the day when they used to do a bunch of interludes on an album. Interludes. They was like, this is the stupidest shit. They say, just a sprinkle a day, watch your hoe fade away. Has your hoe been sprinkled today? And I used to run around the house singing that song. And then I got older. I'm like, yo, they literally said, just a sprinkle a day, watch your hoe fade away. And I'm just quoting this as like an elementary ass kid.
You don't know what you're doing.
But everything about TLC, even like the second album, Crazy Sexy Cool, I was like obsessive about Chili. I thought she was so gorgeous, so I wanted to be sexy because Chili was sexy. And like
I wanted to be Chili. With the mix of Left Eye.
It wasn't, as I got older, I realized I'm more Left Eye than I would like to say. Once I got older, it was like rewatched a lot of their stuff. I'm like, oh, I'm Left Eye. Oh, Left Eye burned down a house.
Yeah,
interesting.
I'm
Left Eye. Left Eye was wilding at the parties and trying to fight everybody.
Yeah,
I'm Left Eye.
Totally.
Yeah, so even like Crazy Sexy Cool was just like, that was like a phenom. Like, I just remember them being everywhere.
My favorite, and I remember I used to wake up like at 7 a.m. and it was like MTV would play all the videos like early in the morning, right before school started. And it always, like the first video would always be that TLC video was, I wasn't thinking in the pool on a Sunday afternoon. You were there, so was I in the park, 4th of July.
Come on, digging on you. Come on.
Yes, that was my favorite.
And they had the helicopter with their initials on it. Yes.
That was my favorite video. And I remember remember every time I would be waiting for my mom to like get dressed to take me to school, I would turn on the TV, and sure enough, that video would be on. I'm like, I love it.
TLC was such everything.
They were my 90s.
Like,
I remember like all their videos. I wanted to be just like them. Even when I started like getting my hair done, I told my beautician, I was like, I want to be like Chili. Yeah. And she was like, girl, sit quiet.
Don't get this wash and press and go about your day.
Like, no, I wanted my hair to be like wavy, like Chili's. Because at the time, I never wore my hair curly, so I never like understood, the texture thing and like.
You just knew you wanted that
I just knew I wanted a light wave. I knew I wanted a light wave like Chili. But,
so what cartoons did you watch?
Oh, so I had an older brother. He was a year older than me. So it was a combination of like his cartoons and then my cartoons. But the ones that I vividly remember the most was X-Men.
You watched X-Men?
Yes, only because I love Storm.
Oh, okay.
And I thought I was Storm, my brother was Wolverine. Shout out to my big brother Chester. We used to share a room, and
oh wow,
we had bunk beds. So I was the top bunk bed, he was the bottom, and I remember like and we had this little. It was probably like a 25-inch TV. Mm-hmm. And every Saturday morning, we would wake up and we would watch X-Men. And we would act out the parts. And I remember we had all the toys and whatever. So I was Storm. And so I would tie like a blanket around my neck. And, he had the Wolverine deals on his hand. And we would just go around like, fucking people.
Saving the world.
We would go around saving the world in our apartment complex. Fucking people up. Like, for real. Like, that's probably one of the... And then we used to watch, like, Saved by the Bell.
Oh, my God. And who didn't love Saved by the Bell?
I love Saved. And it's so funny because I really thought that that's what high school was like.
I did, too.
Like, I really thought high school was like... dances and cheerleaders and like high school kids going to the little restaurant and eating cheeseburgers.
I'm gonna tell you
Max.
My favorite episode is when they had like that the bands. You remember the episode?
Oh, the bands.
Yeah. What was the song they sung? Oh,
I'm so excited.
That's when Jesse.
Look what you done to me.
That's when Jesse was taking Molly's.
That was my favorite episode.
Yeah, that's when she was taking Molly's or doing Adderall or whatever.
No, she was doing Adderall. No, she was taking No-Dos.
No, I can't even
taking No-Dos.
No, it's an episode where they have a band and Zach falls asleep and then he imagined them as huge pop stars.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't even think of the name, which is pissing me off because I see it in my head. But it was such a good episode, and they really was out here like winning awards, and then like they broke up randomly. Zach was so stupid.
But my favorite episode was when Jesse was taking them No-Dos.
Oh, friends forever, but always will be. Yes. You know what I never understood about Saved by the Bell though? How many seasons is Saved by the Bell, and what season is what season? Because originally they have Saved by the Bell without like Kelly Kapowski and all that. That's like when it was like, I feel like they were like in middle school. Like it might be early high school, but it was a season where Kelly wasn't there. Then they go into the next season when Kelly is actually there. And the first episode is Zach pulling like that big poster of Kelly out saying like that's the girl or whatever. Because even AC Slater wasn't a part of that first season either. Okay, so that's cool. So they go a couple of seasons. Then it's like a whole season where they were like on a beach.
That's the summer. That's when they were on their summer vacation.
Okay, but then I feel like it's a season.
I love that one too.
It's like a season where they're in Hawaii.
Zach fell in love with the owner's daughter.
Yeah, the girl who be fighting Scientology right now.
Yeah,
Lisa
Remini.
Remini.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that was one of my favorite ones.
And then they had like an era where they were just like in Hawaii for like a few episodes.
Mm-hmm. And then they were in college, college years.
No, then they went back to high school, and then like Kelly and Jesse left, and like the rocker chick came, and then Zach was all into like the rocker biker girl. But then when graduation happens, everybody's back. Like Kelly's back and Jesse's back, and then they graduate. And it's like, where the hell the rocker chick went? Like NBC, what are y'all doing? And then they went off to college, and then they got married, and
like
it was great.
that was my Saturday mornings. It was like X-Men. It was Saved by the Bell. What other show was there?
I was a Disney girl. I mean, not a Disney. I was a Nickelodeon girl.
We didn't have the Disney Channel.
Yeah, I was a Nickelodeon girl. 34.
I was a Nickelodeon girl.
34 was Nickelodeon. 35 was
Where did you
Disney.
watch Saturday nights were popping for Nickelodeon?
Oh, I was that kid. I was that kid who watched Alex Mack and Are You Afraid of the Dark and Pete. Oh, I was that bitch.
Y'all could, me and my cousins.
All that. Oh my god.
That.
All that was our SNL.
That was a kid's version of Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, that was our SNL. But I was like, I was really a Nickelodeon kid from everything. I watched Rocko's Modern Life.
Yes.
I was obsessive about Doug.
Ren and Stimpy.
I never liked Ren and Stimpy though.
I loved Ren and Stimpy.
You know what? Maybe I'm the only one. I met multiple people that was like they liked Ren and Stimpy. And I was just like, it was such a weird show to me. I watched it, but it was just so
now
gross.
It's even more funnier. He's like, Stimpy.
I was
stupid cat.
I used to love Rugrats. I love when they added Susie. I love like Tommy. I just thought they were hilarious.
Tommy Pickles always in some shit. He had this screwdriver in his diaper.
Listen, my favorite episode of Rugrats, and I watched it recently because it's on Hulu, is the one where Chucky eats the watermelon and
he got that seed.
Yeah, they eat the watermelon seed, and they envision themselves getting the seed. Like that show was so stupid. And I used to love Doug. My favorite episode of Doug is when he had that music video banging on the trash can.
Yes.
Strumming on a street light. And so like that, and my favorite, like I feel like my favorite cartoon, but I feel like it came on Sundays and I missed it a lot, was As Told by Ginger. And Macy Gray did like the theme song, and it was just a good one. You never watched As Told by Ginger? And it was like, someone once told me the grass is much greener on the other side. I used to love As Told by Ginger.
No, I didn't.
But no, I watched everything on. You couldn't tell me nothing about Nickelodeon.
Yes,
I would. And I used to love Family Double Dare and Double Dare and Legends of the Hidden Temple. Listen, fuck Legends of the Hidden Temple. I wanted to be on that show so bad as a kid.
Every kid wanted to be on that show.
I just felt like, no, he around the corner. Get the.
And what was the one with the like you hit the button and the slime comes down?
Was that the Dare? Was that Family Double Dare? Because
maybe that was.
Because I feel like I'm from Orlando, so they had the Nickelodeon studios at Universal Studios. Right. So like the slime was just everything. It was just like.
And I remember and they had like the slime
kit. Yeah, I remember that.
And I remember I got it and I'm like,
I loved everything about Nickelodeon, period. And especially like nighttime Nickelodeon, because when you look back at all that, like TLC did their theme song, and then they had like artists on their show. So it was just like this grown little people show. Like I remember like the Nickelodeon Awards when Brandy was on it and Whitney Houston was on it. And Nickelodeon was just a staple.
It was almost like it was so innocent. It was just innocent fun.
Yeah,
and it wasn't like tainted with all this like extra shit. It was just straight
to the point. For kids, by kids. You gonna like it. Kids acting.
And I just remember like my cousins and we would all get together like Saturday night. my grandma had this back. You know, grandma's always had that back room
that your ass had to sit back there. All 500 of y'all, and don't ask for
all
nothing.
Grandmas have a back room,
and you can't ask for nothing.
And you can't bring no juice in there.
Yeah.
You can't bring no food in there.
Just
like
too
you
much.
just like you got to go in the kitchen, you drink your juice, come back in the back room, and sit down. And we all had our little palettes. and we would watch
for like 2
we would
hours.
close the curtains and we would just watch Nickelodeon.
Because it was like Alex Mack came on. I used to love Pete and Pete. My favorite episode of Pete and Pete was the barbecue chicken one.
Oh yeah, Pete and Pete.
Yeah, Alex Mack. I just wanted Alex Mack power so bad. Oh, I hated her.
She turned into silver.
Yes, I used to love Clarissa Explains It All.
That was my show.
I bet it was. It looked like it'd be a show. And Salute Your Shorts. I cannot forget Salute Your Shorts. I used to love that show too. Oh my God, they gave us so much good television on Nickelodeon.
Yes, Clarissa Explains It All. I wanted to be Clarissa Darling. Like, I still try to look for the episodes right now on YouTube because I remember, like, she had these mood rings and I was like, I want that mood ring. I wanted to be just, like, she dressed so weird and funky, but I loved it. And I loved how she would always, like, she had that turtle in that little pool. And she had her little computer. And she was just so weird.
And artsy.
And artsy. Like, I loved her.
And her best friend came through her window.
Yeah, always came through and it had that little, like, like, I love, and then Ferguson, her brother, like, I love that show.
Now, I love that show. And then the other half of, like, the 90s, because I watched a lot of Nickelodeon, but then that's when, like, MTV and started doing a little more programming. So, like, I was super obsessive about The Real World. 7 strangers picked to live in a house and have their lives taped.
I wanted to be on The Real World.
What was your favorite? Did you watch it? Because I
watched. So, my favorite Real World was Hawaii and Ruthie. So it was like
Ruthie used to get effed up.
And she would always, and I just remember she would always just like be like, oh, I'm gonna drink. That was probably my favorite season. And then Seattle, when that guy slapped that girl with the
Lyme disease. Yeah.
He slapped her.
Why did he slap her?
Because she said something out of pocket. She said something out of pocket. And then that nigga was like, baby, won't you be my baby tonight?
That's New Orleans.
Yeah, yeah.
That's New Orleans.
But yeah, Hawaii and Seattle were my favorite
My favorite was Miami and Boston. Mm-hmm. Miami because I love Cynthia. Mm-hmm. It was the black girl. I think Sarah was the white girl who had like all the toys, all the fun. And the thing I liked about like versus reality TV now, because people tend to forget, Real World was basically the first reality TV out there.
Absolutely.
They really picked 7 people, threw them in a house, and just recorded them. It was no real plot. You didn't get like real direct, because now you can tell people get directions, and they have these abundance of meetings to talk about the season.
Right.
Real World at one point, not so much now, because I've seen like recent episodes of Real World in the past few years. The original Real World was putting literally different people from different backgrounds. Y'all were handpicked to live in this house, and you had your lives taped. And it's like they just had people around an hour, around the clock, just with cameras taping them. And it was, I remember when Puck put his hands in the peanut butter and the one, I can't think of his name, but he had AIDS on the show. Whatever, I forgot. That might have been like San Diego.
That was San Francisco.
Puck. Like Puck was so gross.
And they was riding a bike. He was spitting boogers out.
Yeah, he was just so gross. I remember that. And then the thing about Miami, that was San Francisco. The thing I remember about Miami was when they had the threesome. And at the time, I'm like, well, why is everybody in the shower together? Because I'm watching it, but I'm not watching it. And it's like, they'll put like the caption like moan and...
Why everybody in the shower together?
Yeah, everybody in the shower together. And it wasn't until like a couple of years, like after that, I watched and realized that they were actually having a threesome. But the funny part was, it was so not programmed on television that actually was a moment on TV. And to think of TV now when that's just the thing. Like, somebody having a threesome is like pretty much the ordinary at this point on television. Right. Versus then where the camera crew wasn't shit. They was like taping outside the window of the shower. So they're like outside the window, but you can't see nothing, just the window. And you hear like water and moans.
Yeah, water and moans.
And I love Boston because I love like Camila and Elga and Cyrus and Genesis. And I just thought that was like a great mix of people, especially Camila came in and they thought she was like the angry black girl, but she ended up being super cool with like the white boy and super cool with Genesis. And that was just, and Elka was just so, hadn't lived life yet. And even though I was a kid, I knew she hadn't lived life yet. It was like, girl, I'm not even that naive. And I'm a child watching you.
I loved it.
I loved Road Rules was another one I was obsessive about.
I wanted to go on a Winnebago.
So bad.
I wanted to go on some adventure. I thought that was going to be me.
I remember that one black girl, I don't know what season it was, but she popped off and beat the shit out of everybody and they put her ass right out. Because that's back in the day when fighting wasn't for ratings. If your ass put your hands on somebody on them shows, you got voted off. Point blank. Period. So it's just so funny now to see reality TV kind of thrives on the drama that really was getting your ass kicked off these shows originally. Right. And the shows were good.
Because when that guy slept that girl with lupus or Lyme disease, he was that the end of, I want to say that was the end of the season.
Yeah, I don't remember that one as vividly as most, but I feel like that was towards the end.
Because she was walking.
I remember he opened the door. He opened the door.
Real fly. And so he went outside.
He ran out there and he opened her passenger door
and popped her right in her head.
And went on about his day. You goddamn right. My favorite, I think about time I fell off on Real World, season 10 was with Coral and them. And I used to love Coral.
Was that on Cancun?
No, Coral was back to New York. That was season 10. It was their anniversary season. And I remember Coral on one of them shows was like, I don't fight. I don't argue. I beat bitches up. And I was like, yes, Coral, you gladiator.
You gladiator.
And then I think after that was like Las Vegas. And Las Vegas, after that season, was when the show definitely got out of touch because Las Vegas was the first season where they went out and picked attractive people. Not that other people weren't attractive on the shows, but they went out to pick hot people. So then that was like the change of reality TV then, because at first it was just really picking like your everyday people. And Las Vegas was the first time I was like, oh, everybody's like model worthy. Everybody's super pretty and super thin and super hair sparkly. So I want Las Vegas is probably Las Vegas, and it might be Las Vegas, and I think I might have watched the season after Las Vegas. I can't remember. It might have been Boston they went to. But I used to be obsessive about all things Real World, all things MTV. I was one of those kids that watched VH1 because they played the modern rock music. So I was like a Fiona Apple fan. Yeah. I was obsessive about Lenny Kravitz because before, the VH1 y'all know of today as Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah, they actually played
modern rock and played modern rock. Like you would get majority of like your Aerosmiths on VH1, and I used to play music around the clock all day.
My favorite
long.
Was BET Uncut.
Who didn't like BET?
Like I used to watch it with my roommate, and it was so funny because it was just like the raunchiest, weirdest, like the weirdest videos you could probably make. They would put them on BET Uncut.
I waited for, and this is not the 90s. I believe this is the early
2000s.
Yeah, this is the early 2000s. But I did wait on Tip Drill. Like everybody talked about it at school.
Tip Drill was
and Pussy Poppin' on the Headstand.
But yeah, that came out after I got out of high school though.
Yeah, so I was super. Yeah, I was in it to win it. What were your favorite television shows?
Now, I was a little grown for the 90s.
So what were you watching?
I was watching, mind you, 90210 wasn't really grown.
I watched that.
But I loved 90210, and I loved Melrose Place.
Wait, rewind to 90210. Looking back at it, Kelly, you was wrong for stealing Brenda's boyfriend, Dylan. Then I liked Kelly, so I was just like, yes, I want Kelly and Dylan to be together.
They tried to kill Dylan in that car episode that blew up.
They killed his daddy. You remember they were trying to kill his daddy?
I was sick. I was sick to my stomach. I was sad. I was tight. And then when Brenda and Kelly showed up in that damn same dress, for the prom. I was like, oh my God. And then when I want to say it was Kelly, she had that diet pill problem.
Girl, you remember when Donna came to the prom drunk as hell and they tried to tell her she couldn't graduate?
I mean, all life scenarios were played out.
Oh, Beverly Hills 90210.
Like for real.
I did do that because my mom watched Beverly Hills 90210 and Melrose Place. My favorite by far I can't even limit it. I watched everything. I watched Sister. I watched Smart Guy. I watched the Steve Harvey Show. I watched the Jamie Foxx Show. I watched Snowy's Show. I watched Homeboys from Outer Space. I watched anything those black stations gave us, which UPN, WB. I was with y'all. Like I was.
What was it? It was
In the House.
The
Parenthood with
I loved Parenthood. With Phase on Love. It was Phase on Love.
Robert Townsend. Yes, and Zaria was the daughter name. I thought she was so cute. She had the funkiest little hairstyle.
And then like she always wore like silver jewelry. So I wanted to have like silver jewelry like her.
I was like obsessive. And then like looking back now, everybody that cameo on all those black shows. Megan Good stayed herself on a black show. Gabrielle Union stayed herself on doing a cameo. I used to be obsessive about Seventh Heaven too. Seventh Heaven.
Yes. I remember Seventh Heaven.
Smiling back at me.
Yeah.
Seven. I watched that. Did I watch any other? I was a huge fan of Clueless. I said that before. I think I said that last week. I watched their show. Because one thing I hated about like ABC and like NBC, if a black show didn't do well, they sent that shit right on over to UPN. Like the Hughley started on like ABC, Sister started on like ABC, and if it didn't do well, they'll send you to WB or UPN. But thank you, because that was some good programming. Y'all got life messed up. What else did I watch? I didn't get into any of the Friends and stuff until later.
I didn't get into Friends until 2013.
Yeah, I didn't get into Friends until after it was off air, and then like you could get the whole entire season like somewhere.
But I love Friends now. I think that's
Friends
a hilarious show.
Friends is hilarious, but I believe Friends came on the same night that Martin and Living Single came on, so that was a no-go in my house.
I mean, it was a no-go in my house.
It was a no-go. We don't do those things.
Martin Living Single, and then
New York Undercover. That I never watched.
I loved it. Oh my God, Malik Yoba.
My bedtime was 9:00.
Girl, I begged, mother.
No.
Mama, please. 9:30, please.
No.
New York
and then 9:30, that's halfway through the episode. Wasn't New York Undercover an hour?
Yeah, but I finagle. I finessed the situation.
9:00.
I would pretend like I was asleep.
But your eye was over there. Try to see the end. Try to see the plot.
Yes, God. That was the original CSI. Goddamn.
How to Get Away with Murder, CSI.
No, Law and Order.
Law and Order? Was it really?
I will say so. I'll be bold enough to say that that's where they got Law and Order from. Ice-T was on there.
You know they got Friends from Living
I will be so bold as to say they may have gotten the cues from goddamn that show.
Did New York Undercover get canceled?
It did.
Oh, okay. And I feel like it shouldn't have, because even though I didn't watch it, I remember being everywhere.
It. My favorite episode when Ice-T came and shot up the motherfucking place. He killed he killed Malik Yoba's girlfriend.
Girl, and look at him playing a police officer now.
Look at him playing it.
Girl,
I'm telling you, it's gross.
So who was your like? So clearly the 90s is filled with like a shitload of music. So when I said we want to do this topic, I went online and started looking up like 1994 all-time hits and 95 all-time hits. And one thing I admired about the list that I think we don't have now is half the list was black artists. And not black artists doing pop music either. Black artists doing exactly what they wanted to do. Yeah. Like Jodeci was on the list. You got Toni Braxton on the list. Mary was on the list. Yes. It was like black artists being black artists. And it was a lot of rap as well on the list, because rap was up and coming. So out of like the Whitneys, the Janets, the Tonys, the Marys, who am I missing? Whitney, Janet, Tony, and Mariah's of the 90s. Who was your person?
Aaliyah. I remember.
Adult-wise. Because Aaliyah, Monica, and...
She was I remember the first day that I heard Back
Fourth and fourth.
Like my dad, he had this, it was a 95 Camry. It was green. I thought I was going to have that. I thought that was going to be my car.
You had a lot of delusions as a child.
I was very delusional.
You had a lot of delusions.
I was a very delusional child. Like my dad had this 1995 Camry, and I remember he bought AJ Nothing But a Number. He bought the CD and he played it. And I said, oh, I like this song. I was in 5th grade and I saw the album cover and I immediately just fell in love with her. And I, like, every time, and at that time, my parents were divorced. So anytime I got to spend with my dad, I would always ask him to play that CD. And I just became obsessed. And granted, I love Whitney Houston, and then I listened to, like, Kelly Price. Like her first album.
A friend of mine
told me how. Well, that was her 2nd, 3rd, 4th album, somewhere in there. But a friend of mine, when she had those nails, I wanted to be like that. I wanted to be like Kelly Price, and she had that swoop.
She did have that deep swoop on that album cover.
She had that swoop with the brown liner with the clear lip gloss. I wanted to be that.
No, growing up for me, adult-wise, it was Janet. Everyone knows it was Janet for me. I waited for her videos. Y'all couldn't tell me nothing. I knew You Want This. I knew If. I knew every step.
Yeah.
Point blank, in the living room, crazy obsessive. I used to run home for her interviews. Like when I was in middle school, Velvet Rope came out and it was her first time coming on Oprah. I checked that VCR to make sure it was like recording on time. And I was so afraid that it wouldn't get all of it. I started it at like 3:55 because Oprah came on at 4. So it started at 3:55 and I ran it to like 5:15 just in case it went over, even though it wouldn't have, but I'm a kid. And I ran home to watch Janet talk about the Velvet Rope album. So she was like my fave older, and when I mean older, I mean in their 20s or late 20s artist. I have a special appreciation for Toni because, like I always said, my mama was going through some stuff with her baby daddy then. So her album was the first self-titled Toni Braxton album. So I heard a lot of Toni, a lot of Boomerang soundtrack in my house. My mom had the cassette tape to What's the 411. My mom had R. Kelly's 12 play. My mama ended up getting a Jeep, so I thought we were cool kids because R. Kelly had a song. You remind me of my Jeep. And we had a Jeep Cherokee. It was like 94. She got it. It was the brand new Jeep too. Shout out to my mama out here doing it. Miracles happening. So Janet was my
1994 Jeep.
I was in there. You remind me of my G. I wanna ride it.
But you don't know what my sound. But you don't know what you don't know what you saying in these songs.
Okay. Girl, you look just like my car. I wanna wax you. Something like my bank account. I wanna spin you, baby. But you couldn't tell me nothing. Nothing at all. Couldn't tell me nothing when I was singing Let It Flow like somebody had just broke up with me. Don't get your life. And I was super obsessed with Janet was my like adult person. Even though the 90s is like a hard place to figure. Janet was my fave, but I appreciate everybody because I remember What's the 411. I remember when Mary was around here giving me a kill.
Remind me.
Girl, when like her interludes, because it seemed like there was even like messages on her phone. Bitch, your ass got 16 songs and some interludes in between. Your ass got you an album, okay? Album. That had a theme. You had a running theme through your album.
They don't have interludes these days.
Because What's the 411?
Can we bring back an interlude?
Because I'm telling you, What's the 411? There was even messages on Mary voicemail trying to figure out what the hell Mary was.
Yes.
So, no, and my life. Come on, Mary. I was with you. And my mom's favorite song was Mary and Little Kim's song, I Can Love You. My mama played that song on repeat in that Jeep. Okay? So, like, I have an appreciation now. When it comes to, like, the teens, the black teens of the time,
dog,
I went through a phase where Brandy was everything because Brandy was just everywhere. The braids. We talked about Brandy on this podcast before. She had an
asymmetrical bob.
She had an asymmetrical bob braid. She had bangs. She had swoops with them box braids. She was everything in the 90s. But then around the 1 in a Million era for Aaliyah is when I became like a fan of Aaliyah. I was super obsessive about the dance of 1 in a Million. Y'all could. I had all the fatigue, like and Hot Like Fire
with those glasses.
Yeah, she had Hot Like Fire, so I had my little fatigue. My cousin Sade's Talk mail. Shout out to Sade. My cousin just opened up a boutique. Side note, it's called Closet Corner. It's spelled with a K. So K Closet, K Corner. Get your life. Everything's bomb. But anyways, Sade is the one who actually taught me how to do the Aaliyah Are You That Somebody dance in my grandma's back room, in that same back room that, you know, you have to stay in for hours.
For my 8th grade prom,
Boy.
I had my hairdresser do my hair.
Like Aaliyah.
Like Aaliyah in Are You That Somebody video.
Sleep.
She had those little things right here. I said, I want Aaliyah.
Yeah, no, Aaliyah was everything. And Aaliyah was just so cool, so chill. I met her before she died, too.
What?
Yeah, her album came out, the last one, her self-titled Aaliyah came out. I was in New York that summer visiting my cousin Erica. And the album was coming out. This is back in the day when your artists used to actually go to record stores when their albums came out and they used to sign your albums. So we found out she was going to be at like this store in Harlem. My cousin lived in Harlem. We went with our CDs. She signed my CDs.
You still have it?
Yeah, I still have it. It said back home in Orlando. We took pictures. So that might have been like July. And then like August, September, she died. And I remember when my mom woke me up and my mom was like, you got mad at me like I killed her. But it was just like, what? Like, that was like the first time, you know, you deal with anything.
Girl, I remember I was at Olive Garden in Corpus Christi and I was salad girl. So
come on, salad. And next week it'll be fries.
I was cleaning up the salad area. And at that time they played like, you know, the hip hop R&B music at nighttime. Because all of the, you know, the country white people, they left, whatever. So they started playing all the Aaliyah songs. So I was like, oh, yeah. Because I remember I was sweeping the floor because I was getting ready to mop the floor. And I was like, oh, my God, they're playing all
This it.
And I want to say that was right around the time her album came out. But maybe it was like a little later, whatever. But I just remember they started playing all her songs. And then I was like jamming. And next thing the radio DJ was like, this is in loving memory of Aaliyah. She died, blah, blah, blah. Girl, I dropped my mop. And I just started crying.
Oh, yeah, I was sad about it.
And then my dad, he had came to pick me up from work. And I was like, Dad, Aaliyah died. I can't, like, what? I was supposed to go on Ricki Lake and meet her.
Shout out to Ricki Lake.
Bitch, I wanted to go on Ricki Lake. Because Ricki Lake always had them segments where people could meet their celebrities. Their celebrity idols or whatever. I wanted to go, like, my wish was to go on Ricki Lake.
So delusional as a child.
My delusion.
So delusional.
I wanted to send my note to Ricki Lake to let her know that I wanted to meet Aaliyah. I had faith that was going to happen. And right before I could even send the note.
Yeah, that was a sad death. Especially when I got, because I was so young, not realizing that she was young.
And
it wasn't until I turned like, I think she died at like 22, 23.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I turned 22 and 23. It was like, shit.
She really died young.
She was a baby. You're a baby at 22 still.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was sad about that.
I was so devastated. And then MTV was like playing all these old like
the TRL and
Diary
they played
of Aaliyah.
I just love True Life and Diary of Aaliyah. Like the Diary show.
Yeah. And
but you have no idea. This is the Diary of.
Yeah. And I remember crying.
They play It's Whatever, and that's like when I listen to her song now, It's Whatever is always the song that comes to me when I think of like that time of her passing, because it was that song that was on her montage.
Love. Aaliyah was I loved Monica. And you know what? I loved fucking Selena. Let me tell you something. Sidebar, if I may.
You can.
And I will.
I'm surprised you didn't say Selena at first. I was shocked to hear Aaliyah.
No, Aaliyah was.
Because you're from Corpus Christi, too.
So Corpus Christi, you know, shout out to the tourist capital of the world. And you can Google that shit. And I said what I said, and I meant that.
Y'all ain't gonna find it.
So I remember Bitty Bitty Bum Bum came on the radio.
Bitty Bitty Bum Bum.
I was in 4th grade. And I loved it, and I sang it. And, you know, like, when you're young, you can automatically just, like, pick up, like, different languages and shit. Like, and it's, like, but you don't know what the fuck you're saying. But you just singing it. And then I remember I started getting into it real heavy, and then she got murdered. And I remember watching that shit play out on TV. I was at my dad's house. It was me, my older brother, and my stepsister. And we were all at my dad's house in Flower Bluff. And we were watching that shit play out on TV. Like, the woman had the gun to her head. Like, it was all like a live feed on the news on Channel 3. Joe Gazin was on it. Shout out to Joe Gazin, Channel 3 News. And I remember it was just so crazy. Like, it was just it was almost like a surreal thing. And then, like, all in the news, like, the whole newspaper was just nothing but Selena. So I started to become obsessed with it. So I was collecting, like, the newspaper clippings. And then right after she died, because I wanted to go to the funeral. My mom was like, girl, sit down. I wanted to go to the funeral. And so I remember I had this little box, and it was nothing but, like, news clippings of, like, the Selena stuff. And then I remember they put out her Dreaming of You album, and it was right before my birthday. And my mom asked me, what did I want? I told her I wanted sunflower earrings and the Selena tape. And she goes, you don't even know Spanish. What is wrong with you?
Gotta be.
And then I was like, no, Mom, I want the Selena album. Like, I want it. Dreaming of You. I want the Dreaming of You.
'Cause I'm dreaming.
And I said, that's all I want. I don't want anything else. So she was just like, okay. Like, ever since then, I have been such a fan. My favorite song is Como la Flor.
Come on, left floor.
And to this day, I refuse to Google the English, like, to translate it. Because I feel it's almost like a low-key disrespect. Like, I don't want to...
Come on, the floor is like a flower.
It's like a flower. So I know some of the songs, but I refuse to translate anything in Spanish or from Spanish to English from Selena, because I just have that much respect for her. I absolutely love everything she was about. I love her music. And then, side note, it was actually in a music video called from the band La Chica Conquista.
You thought you was Spanish.
I was 18, and Yvette Quintanilla, which is Selena's older sister, she was the manager of this group. And it was at the old courthouse. And anybody that's from Corpus Christi, this old courthouse was just the most raggediest. Like, I mean, it's almost like you could touch it, the building would cave in. And I don't know how they got clearance to shoot in this old-ass courthouse, but they got clearance. And we shot in this, and I was so scared. Any move I made, I could easily fall through the floors. Because that's how, like, it was an old condemned courthouse. And it's still there to this day. And I don't know how they got into it, but they got into the motherfucker. And we shot a video. It was like, yo soy gorda, no soy flaca. And I had my hair in like a little afro. And so I was just like dancing.
I can't take it.
But I met Suzette, and she was
Selena's
so nice.
sister,
Selena's
right?
sister, and she was so nice, and I just loved her because she looked just like Selena. And I was like, oh my God, I'm literally like touching Selena's sister.
Do they still live in Corpus Christi?
They have homes there. I know that the dad is still out there. I think for the most part, they're like in between like LA.
Oh, okay.
But I know they have their homes there.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Selena would be another one too. But she wasn't until I was like in 5th grade that I really started listening to her. And then of course when I became an adult, I just got obsessed. But yeah, that was my 90s.
Well, and my 90s included Ricki Lake and Jerry Springer and Jenny Jones.
Sally Raphael.
Jesse Raphael, because Sally, Jesse Raphael stayed getting them kids together.
The boot camps.
Yes. And I used to think, like, if I acted up, my mom was going to send me there, and I used to have to go to a boot camp. I hated the damn episode. And I used to love Ricki Lake, too, because Ricki's, like, show title would be, like, she thinks she's all that in a bag of chips.
She's all that in a bag of chips.
Go Google Ricki Lake show titles. and you will see all of like the 90s like
She thinks she's
words.
all that in a bag of chips.
Is. The 90s was a great time, and I feel like you did, and a bag of chips. And a soda, if you want to get.
And they always had these like colorful characters with like really like swoops and strong curls.
My favorite episode of Ricki Lake is when a girl snatches the other girl wig. This girl had this long black wig on, and she was telling this girl how she's sleeping with her man and ain't nothing she can do about it. And the girl just walks over and not even walks over. The girl just moves her little hand to the right and takes the girl wig off, and the girl is so embarrassed.
My favorite was when like the couples would, like, the guy would be like, yeah, I'm cheating on you, and the girl would like move her chair.
Not get up, not me.
She would just get away, and then, or like, you know, the cheating couple would like talk about how they were sleeping together, and then the girlfriend or the man would be in the soundproof phone booth. What's going on? They be in the booth, like not knowing what's going on, and then they're like, "Bring them out!" And then they take off their headphones and they come down the little stairs, and they're like, so happy, so in headlights. And so Ricki was like, "Okay, Laquan."
It's always Laquan. Ricki had the blackest names on her show.
Okay, Laquan, tell Sharita why she's here.
Sharita, you know I love you.
Sharita, you know I love you. And so they send the cheating partner back up the stairs.
Oh my God.
And then, so she's like, so the guy's like, I've been cheating on you with Lanisha. What? What?
And then she
and so Ricki's like, Lanisha, come.
Messy. Ricki Lake was such a messy bitch.
Lanisha, come on out.
The audience is messy as hell too.
Dog, I live for that. Me and my grandma used to watch that.
Girl, I used to watch Ricki Lake at 4. Oprah used to come on at 4 too, but as a kid, Oprah won.
No, Ricki Lake came on at 3.
No, mine was 4. But you're here. You're here. I was Eastern time. So Oprah came on at 4 too on ABC, but I only watched Oprah when I was at like my grandma's house. Yes, but if I was by myself, grandmas love Oprah. But if I was like by myself or with like, we were latchkey kids. I used to watch Ricki.
Latchkey kids.
I was watching Ricki at 4 and Jerry Springer at 5. Oh no, we were latchkeyed. And I used to watch Jerry Springer at 5, and Jerry Springer was with the get. Them hoes used to fight on Jerry.
Yes.
But I guess we should wrap it up because we're running a little longer.
That was good.
No, but we're gonna have to. I feel like we're gonna revisit the 90s again because I feel like we missed so much. We didn't talk about like the black guys in the 90s. We didn't talk about 90s movies. We didn't talk about the movies. I forgot to mention House Party. The New Jack Swing era. The 90s were glorious.
Boomerang.
Oh my God, we didn't talk about Big Trials. We have OJ. We have just
Michael.
We have Michael going down. Oh, Michael went down in the 90s too.
He did.
Oh man, we didn't even talk about Michael. Michael was everything in the 90s too.
He was.
Okay, so we'll revisit the 90s one of these days. But guys, thanks for listening. And you can find me at NatoyaEbony on all social media.
And you can find me Miss Cool in the City, Miss Cool _ letter N the city.
Gotcha. And that's 2 in a row. And it's recoveringpartygirls@gmail and recoveringpartygirlsletters. If you want to send us the letters, recoveringpartygirlsletters.
That's not what you're thinking. What are you going through? What the fuck are you recovering from?
What are you recovering from? Oh, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that jazz. It's a new year. It doesn't cost you to share or subscribe. Just hit the button.
And just do what you gotta do.
Do what you gotta do. And then soon we will be shooting little videos for you guys. So we'll be on YouTube popping. Get ready. It's gonna be a popping year over here.
Whoop.
Bye.